Hey 30K subscribers, what's up? It's Vivs from Slide Nerd here. In the last video, we set up our Android Studio to have our material design app running, and we saw some weird things happen. Of course, one of them which I didn't show you was what happens when you run this on Lollipop. So let's first see that. If you just go here, click run at the top. I have two emulators running. One is a version 4.3 something, and the other one is our Lollipop emulator. So at this point, Genymotion has two emulators. It's gonna ask me which emulator I want to run it. I'll simply click OK on the Lollipop one. And if we go there, this is the Lollipop one. And as you can see, it says, unfortunately, material test has stopped working. And if you click OK and you're like, oh my god, what happened? You go down here and you see this nice error which says, unable to start component info slider.webs. Blah blah blah. It's a big activity name here. Other than that, this is the main part of the exception. It says illegal state exception. You need to use a theme.appcompat theme with this activity. So what is the problem? Here we have styles.xml, we have styles21.xml, where we are using our theme.material.light, and inside styles we are using theme.appcompat.light. And you're like, oh my god, in v21 or Lollipop, this is the style file which is going to be triggered, and it's saying theme.material, and then it's talking about the app compat not being found with this activity. So what is the problem? The problem is nothing great. You just have to go to styles.xml and you have to make a separate theme. Let's call it, let's go here, simply make a style here, and let's call it app theme dot base here. And of course we need to have the parent as theme.appcompat.light. And then here at the top we can go and have our parent for app theme as app theme.base here. In styles 21, instead of using theme.material.light, we are going to have the parent as app theme.base, which is basically going to be pulled from our normal file over here. If it's going to ask you the dialog, you can just select the Lollipop device, and let's take a look at what happens. And there you go, that's running on Lollipop. Take a look at that. That was the fix that we needed to do. So if you go here, if you select the overflow, the settings is coming just the way it should come inside your Lollipop. And of course, as you can notice, there is a shadow, which is basically due to the fact that this action bar or app bar is having an elevation, which we will talk about shortly. So first things first, let's find out how to customize the different things that we want. So before we talk about customization, let me show you exactly what we have. So these are some of the values that you guys can set here. There's the text color primary, which is going to be the title here. There's a color primary dark, and then there's a navigation bar color, the window background color. Now these are some of the things that you can change for your devices through the styles.xml that you have. Now what we are going to do is first pick up a nice color from the list of material design colors out here. So I'm going to simply say material design colors here on Google. Just going to go to the right page, and there's a whole lot of choices that are available for us over here. And out of these colors, I'm going to probably pick up indigo, which has 3F5 1B5, whatever you call it. So just select that color, and that is going to be the primary color inside our app. So going here back to our app, I'm going to have to make a file inside values called colors.xml. I'll simply go here and simply say values resource file and directory structure. Yeah, click OK. Colors.xml, and inside colors.xml, I'll simply go here and I'll simply have color name equals to primary color. And of course, for the value, this is going to be the value here. Now the same way, we have to pick up a color for the status bar at the top as well. If you go down, they already have a point where they talk about which color you should pick up for the status bar. It must be right here. Take a look at this statement over here, which says toolbars and large color blocks should use the primary 500 color, which should be the main color of your app. The status bar should be the 700 tint of your primary color. In other words, if you go up to this list of colors that we have, and if you find indigo, once again there's 500 and there is 700. So this is the color that we guys have to stick up with while using our status bar over here. So for that, you can go simply there and you can make another color here by saying color name is You can say primary color dark for this, and of course close that again, add the proper color over there. And the next thing that we need to pick up would be the accent color. But before we do that, let's actually use this inside our styles.xml. We can go here to your app theme.base. Here we can simply say item name is primary color primary. Now remember, don't use Android colon here because this is before Lollipop. It doesn't recognize it as an official attribute. Simply go there and write that. So in color primary, we can directly say @color slash primary color. There you go. Now the same way we can set the other color that we have, which is the primary dark that we want to set here. We can again take this, copy paste it, and we can call it color primary dark. Of course, that will remove the Android colon over there. And I'm gonna go here and say primary color dark here as well. Now of course we can copy paste these two as it is, put that inside the v21styles.xml, which will apply to your Lollipop devices. So you can go here and you can officially specify it as Android color primary in this case over here. As you can see, there's Android color primary and Android color primary dark. So let's just add this one Android word here and we are good to go. So at this point, if we select the app, but before we actually select the app, let's put the color accent as well. Now Android states that you have another color that you guys need to use. So if you go here and you take a look at that, they have not shown it here, but let me show you what the accent color actually looks like. So again, coming back to the colors document, if you notice here, there is the project priorities written and there's a pink color underline over here. And this is what you call as the accent color, which is a secondary color inside your app that you're going to use. Now of course there are some guidelines, like for example they are saying don't use the accent color for body text like this, the way these guys have done, and also don't use the accent color for large areas inside your app, like it says accent color for app bars or large areas of colors. So you're supposed to use the accent color very thoughtfully and where you put it. Like this example they have shown here is where the button, that a floating button over there has the accent color over here. So for our case, again, we'll pick up the accent color very simply as that nice little pink over there. Or maybe we should take up this orange over here, red. Okay, I'll select that color, red 500. And I'm going to go back to my Android Studio and define another color over here for the accent over here. I'll simply say color, name is accent color here. And of course, I need to add the color over there. So going back to styles.xml, I have to add another item here. I'm going to say item name is Android accent color, I guess, or color accent. Okay, it's color accent. And then close that, and of course you can say @color slash accent color. And of course we need to remove the Android colon attribute here, and we need to paste this all the way back to our v21 styles, which is going to apply very specifically to our Lollipop devices. So there you go. So at this point things look pretty good. Let's just select this and run it at the top and take a look at what that is going to show us. So here are two emulators. One of them is Lollipop and the other one is pre-Lollipop. And if you see, the status bar color is applied perfectly to the one which is running on Lollipop. As you can make out, these weird buttons, they are in Lollipop. And here our normal one emulator here is not having the status bar color over there. So now this is one of the things that even I'm trying to find a fix for. And if you do know what is a fix in this case, you can definitely let me know in the comments below. But so once you do find a fix for the status bar issue, be sure to let me know, because I'll make a separate video with due credit to the person who actually found that fix. But coming back to the current topic here, don't you think this looks a bit weird? The background color is dark and so is the text color. In other words, there's a bad contrast between them, and that is not a good design, right? So what we need is light text over here. So how can we do that? Right now, if you take a look at styles, we're using theme.appcompat.light, which means dark text is going to be rendered by default. It doesn't care about the colors you use on your app bar. We can probably change that in more than one way. One of the ways is that we can go simply and say we can use a dark action bar with a theme over here. So now let me run this and find out how it looks. So at this point, if you come back, things look better now, don't they? Because now we are using a dark action bar, which means that your Android assumes that the text has to be white in color, and therefore it gives you white title here at the top. Now, of course, you could use a dark theme completely over your full app, and in that case, this hello world will be visible on a dark background. But we did not want to do that because we want to keep our app with a light theme having a dark action bar. But are there other ways to customize the action bar? Is there a possibility of making a separate styles.xml for the pop-up as well as the normal action bar that you see on both the devices? And all these things are coming up in the next video when we start talking about the toolbar and how to use that as an action bar. In the meantime, if you do like what you saw, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to Slide Nerd, and let us know your thoughts in the comment boxes below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a nice